If you had to give a piece of advice to me or people listening or watching, what would be one piece of advice you reckon you would give us?
My advice would be to be honest. I have found that that's a really powerful thing. Like, to be a person who is honest and a person of integrity is not always the easiest thing to do. But you set yourself up for, I think you set yourself up, I wouldn't say for success. It's not a life hack, but I think you set yourself up to be a person that is content, you know. So if you can be honest with the way that you deal with people, you're honest in your work, you know, you bring integrity to everything you do, and you're not perfect about it, nobody is, but you're always trying for that, you're always striving for that. You get your hard conversations out of the way when you need to. You don't put that stuff off.
Yeah.
And you ultimately are the same person every room that you're in. You're not faking it.
It's just so freeing.
It is. It can be hard at the start, I think, because somebody who is honest is not going to always tell everyone what they want to hear. They're not always going to be the life of the party. They, you know, may not get away with as much, and you may see people around you being more successful because, you know, because they lie about things, or they twist things, or they manipulate people or whatever. But if you can be a person who's honest in everything that you do, you will never put yourself in a position where you are a fraud.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really important as everyone kind of grows into who they are. And I think as I grow into who I am, to realize that I'm not leaving a trail of lies behind me. You know, I feel like, you know, it's a tricky thing sometimes, being a Christian in a world, or not in a world of, but engaging with people of different beliefs and sort of being in a workplace that's, you know, I don't know any other Christians at my work. You know, you've just got to be sort of an authentic person who has integrity. And that is, you set yourself up for sort of a harmonious experience when you do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is great advice.
I don't think it's earth-shattering, but I have found that it has
I don't know. I don't want to say self-short. I think it's so important because I think you can have a lot of bunch of rah-rah advice, or all good advice, but if you're not honest and if you're burning all those relationships, if you're constantly caught up, stressed that this group of people is going to figure out that I actually am like this with this group of people, or this relationship, they're going to figure out that I'm also doing something in this relationship. I think all that other stuff, your life just starts to crumble. So I think, like, I think it is earth shattering, like in that I think it's a core piece of advice.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have that, it's hard to then implement any other pieces of advice.
Yeah. I think we live in a sort of time where everyone's selling something. And maybe this is the way it's always been, you know, that everyone's always selling something. But, you know, it's easy to feel like everyone's out there to get something for themselves, to win in every situation. Life's a game, and you know, the smartest person or the hardest person or the person who cares least about everyone else always wins that. And that is probably true in a small snapshot. But if you can, you know, if you can bring that honesty and integrity to everything you do, you won't win every situation, but you will be that even person in every situation that's always the same.
Yeah.
And you'll never be looking behind you, worried about who's coming after you or what's catching up with you.
Yeah.
You know, and to do that, you set yourself up well if you do that, because you're not looking over your back, and you're not having to be, super conscious about, am I being the person that people expect me to be, and will they like me if I'm something different, and what hat am I wearing right now, and who am I trying to be for everyone else? Like, we should be trying to leave all of that behind and care about other people and be people of integrity. So
good. How old are you again?
29.
You're wise before your time. And I guess as we finish, like, that's probably one thing I would encourage you with is, like, I've always found when we've had conversations, and this is something I really admire about you, because not many other people are like this, I find, but we will see each other wherever we see each other, and we always start, the conversation gets deep pretty quick. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah.
And I think you are a deep thinker, and you are somebody who just kind of like, I don't know if you like small talk. I don't really like small talk that way much, but
no,
I like and I admire that you do think about this stuff, and you're like a quiet thinker. I find, I don't know how to explain that, but and I just want to encourage you. Keep doing that, because you are, when I say you're wise before your time, I don't have any metrics on whether that's correct or not. But in this conversation, I'm like, you have a lot to offer to the world, not just musically, but just in the way that you think and the way that you portray yourself. So this has been awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I loved it. Sorry about throwing some of those curveball questions at you.
That's fine.
You stood the test.
Just know it's real then,
Yeah. Well, the other ones are just decoy questions. So,
Yeah.
So thanks, man. This has been awesome. Everybody, I'm sure you got a lot out of it. I did. There's a lot of takeaways. I really liked that piece of advice you gave at the start, which was, if it's worth doing, it's worth underdoing. So think about that in your own life. I'm definitely going to keep that going when it comes to doing this podcast, be more regular, and it doesn't have to be perfect every time. But if I get to have chats like this, none of it matters. So, nothing else matters. This matters a lot. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Ryan, thanks again for chatting.
Thank you.
I'm going to put Young Lions in the description of this one, because you should all go and check them out, because they're a really cool band. And you're the lead guitarist.
That's right, yep.
So listen for that. Anyway, thanks guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.